Hi everybody, I'm back. It's my first day back after being out for about 12 days. Got myself here a 2017 F250, and this guy had he had the oil changed on this truck. It's a 6.7 diesel, I believe. Off. Okay. And he's saying he's got a lot of engine blow by and that the oil level is overfilled. So I'm gonna get this in the shop, and he also mentioned something about a leak. So I'm gonna swing this around and get it in the shop, and we're gonna see what's going on with the oil system on this 6.7 diesel. I can't figure out why he has parked a quarter mile away from everything, but that seems to be the situation at hand here. Yeah, we're in like the next parking lot over. I am fresh out of lifts right now. The other two next to me are filled up, so I'm gonna tinker with this truck here in my flat stall. The lift next to me and the one next to that one are broken. They seem to have become inoperative while I was out. If you guys are new here, and for those of you who do not know, I was out with the Rona for the past 10 days or so. So today's my first day back at work. It's kind of nice, kind of weird, but I'm getting back at it now. So, alrighty, let's see what we got for an oil level. The fella said it was overfilled, and he thinks that the overfilled condition has caused engine blow by, and it is now leaking because of that. So let's verify his concern first. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if I'd consider that overfilled. It's right on the mark, like right here, but and let's do one more check. I wiped everything down. Let's check it again. Yeah, that's right on the money right there. That's this is not overfilled, I wouldn't say. It's at operating temperature now, so oil's had time to expand and everything. This is right where it should be. Let's go down below and check it for leaks. He mentioned something about oil leaks too. Alrighty. Well, seeing as how I don't have a lift and I'm doing this on the ground here, I'm glad my floor is clean since I haven't been here for a week to mess it all up. But yeah, I see some oil leaking going on. Ooh, what's that's interesting. There's some silicone schmoo sticking out here. Okay. Someone's had this pan off before. See all the silicone that's sticking out from the bolts? That's been removed. Let's see. Moving a little further up, I see some more oil leaking. It looks like this is a pan gasket leak more than anything. It's the upper pan. Yeah, we've even got some up front. And there's also some fresh-ish looking silicone up there too. And a little bit on that front crankshaft seal. Okay, I just climbed out of here. I'm coming back under just to take some photos of what's going on. When this fella walked in the door, first thing he said was, you know, you guys just changed my oil and this and that, and now it's leaking everywhere and you overfilled it. He may be hypothesizing that it overfilled because some of it has leaked out and the level is not low, therefore concluding that it was overfilled at one point. We do have some history on this guy, and he does have our oil change sticker in it, but it has been 1 year and 15,000 miles since this truck was serviced last by us, according to our computer system and according to the oil change sticker that is in the windshield. That being said, I'm gonna go on a little bit on alert and start documenting like a madman, because I do not want to have us end up being responsible for a natural occurrence such as an oil leak. Our computer system does not show history where we made a repair on this lower oil pan or this upper oil pan, but judging from the oil that's up high, I can definitely see that there is in fact an oil leak going on here, but this is not due to any overfilling or blow-by, as the guy said. So I'm gonna document, and we're just gonna proceed to change this engine oil and make sure that there's not a problem going on here. Alrighty, I'm coming back down here for a third time. I went ahead and grabbed myself an oil drain bucket. Got some tools. I'm gonna go ahead and get this spilled and wait for my oil and my filter to show up. This is one of those days where I absolutely love my job. Mr. Customer Man, he came in kind of hot and heavy, doing the finger pointing thing, saying, hey, you messed up my oil change, and you know, I said earlier you overfilled it and blow by caused a leak. And I find all these forensics down here where somebody had attempted to repair at one point, and I said to the man while I was explaining what was going on to him, I said, you know, this is the beauty about my job, and I'll explain it right now. I said that no matter what's going on, no matter how angry you are when you come in and how much the boss says, hey, you know, we didn't do that, you need to slow your roll, I am in the fortunate position where I can be objective, meaning I don't have to be emotionally involved. All I've got to do is point out what I see and present a little bit of evidence based on what I found there, and let everybody else make their own adult decisions. And wouldn't you know it, before the conversation was over, the guy who owned this truck, he said, thanks guy, I appreciate you not calling me a liar, and I appreciate you doing the right thing by me. He reached in his wallet, handed me 20 bucks right then and there on the spot. And I even tried to give it back to him, and he said, nope, that's for you, son, you keep that, I appreciate you helping me out. And said, please just go ahead and finish this oil change. He said he's gonna take this back to the dealership where he just had this thing serviced. So I find that interesting because, like I said earlier, this thing has my company's oil change sticker in the window. And about 3 months ago, he had this in for an oil leak, and they pulled the pan down and resealed this lower pan right here. What they didn't do was go up top and pull the upper pan or block skirt out to reseal that. So someone saw an oil leak that said, oh, easy, low-hanging fruit, job time, let's collect my hour or so for this lower pan, not realizing that the actual problem was that leak that was higher up because gravity. So taking an objective position on this vehicle earned me an extra 20 bucks, and I'll take that. Now here's the part where I get myself kind of sprayed in the face. This oil's gonna fly out of here like a rocket. Oh, sketchy. I do not want to get covered in diesel oil today. Here it comes. Whoa, spilling. I don't know what it is about diesel oil, but no matter what you do, it gets absolutely everywhere. Yeah, I missed, and I shot some on the rim right here. Oops. Speaking of dumping oil all over everything, I haven't done that in a while. Wow, I'm actually glad to be back at work. This is fun. But anyway, speaking of dumping oil on everything, what I'm not going to do is remove this filter and then try to drop it into this pan right here that's got 13 quarts of 540 diesel oil in it. No sir. I've got myself a fresh, not filled pan. Yes, I could have pulled this filter off first, but I wanted to start getting this thing drained. Because for an extra 20 bucks, I'm gonna make sure I get all that old oil out of there. So I'm gonna let it drain for much longer, or for as long as possible, I'd say. And spilling on the floor. Oh, that's tight, like a tiger. Oh, car twist. Do a pan swap. Again, my goal here is to not get oil all over me and everything. Oh no, and there it goes. Yeah. Ah, shit. Almost made it, almost. Oh, well, this is interesting. Look what happened here. This is the destroyer of worlds when it comes to engine oil. See what happened? The gasket from the filter got left behind. Look at that. This is how you fail. If you forget to catch that, you put your new filter on there, and it will double gasket. And it's usually fine for a little while. And what will occur is while that new filter's on, this gasket will get pushed out sideways from the pressure, and it will pump every single ounce of engine oil out of the engine, and it happens super fast. This is how we blow things up, by forgetting that little 50-cent O-ring that goes in there. Hey, now that all those oil drips are gone, we can really get a good view on that silicone job that they did here. See all that sticking out? All that. Oh, look at that right there. Yeah. Not terrible, but could be better. Okay, now we get to the part where the comment section explodes with the you're doing it wrong. Because I am not going to pre-fill this oil filter with engine oil. And I've gone over this before. Those of you guys who've seen the channel for a while know this. Pre-filling the filter, now let me start over. The small holes here, that's the dirty side. That's where the used oil gets pumped into the filter. The large hole in the center, that is the clean side. That goes straight to the crankshaft and the crankshaft bearings. Pre-filling this filter with oil from the middle invites the opportunity for contaminants to enter the oil system. That being said, I do not, will not, never have, and never will pre-fill these filters. I will and just did put some oil on that ring to lubricate it, but installing this dry follows manufacturer's procedures, and it prevents accidental contamination of the oil system on the clean side, because something as small as 1 to 2 microns, if pumped into the crankshaft bearings, can and will damage an engine. Therefore, you do not pre-fill these. I know a lot of folks have been doing that way for years and they've never had a problem, but when you do this all day, every day, hundreds and hundreds of times over the course of years, chances are one of those times is going to allow contaminants to be introduced, and that will cost you an engine. Furthermore, Caterpillar, for example, explicitly says in their service manuals to not attempt to pre-fill the engine oil filters. And that is my for the day, and I'll see you guys down below for the Civil War on the topic in the comment section. Click. All right, let's get out of here. Case in point, there's contaminants right down there. Now, a less vigilant individual who did not notice such things could have pre-filled that filter with those contaminants being present, and that stuff would have been pumped straight into a crankshaft bearing. Now, let's say I dump all that out and then wipe all that out and it looks clean. We're still talking about contaminants that are on the micron level, which would have been fibers left behind by this towel or a piece of dirt or dust that came off of my hand. This is not clean inside of here, and they never will be. And also, to attempt to debunk the argument, well, what if you used oil out of a container, out of a fresh container? You don't know about the quality control at that factory. You don't know if something got into that oil at that point, and that also applies to the bulk jugs, you know, or the guns that come out of the ceiling. There could be dirt on the nozzle that you can't even see with the naked eye, but it's there. And again, this is stuff we're talking about down in the micron level of size. So therefore, we do not pre-fill engine oil filters. And that same concept also applies to your funnels. Is it clean? Yes. Is it laboratory grade clean and sterile? Absolutely not. Could it be? Nope. Not in an atmosphere like an automotive shop. It's not possible. I know I was harping on this subject pretty bad, but there are very, very, very good reasons to abandon the practice of pre-filling filters, and those are my reasons. So like I said, insert your re now down below, and let's get this party started in the comments. Oh, what a cool video. We got to have an angry customer, a really nice tip, me pouring things, and a science lesson at the same time. I like this one. Especially the part where I get to pour things. The only thing that we're missing on this one is the use of some wobbly bits. Okay, let's do a pre-check on the oil level here. I believe I installed 12 quarts, and I think this is a 13 quart engine, if memory serves. Let's just see. Okay, yeah, we're on the full mark here. I'm gonna go ahead and start it, and then we'll recheck after that. I will probably have to add one more quart. Okay, let's do a level recheck now that the filter has been primed. Clean. And dipstick's dry, so let's go ahead and throw another, I'm gonna start with 1 quart. I just added a little bit more, and right on the money. Beautiful. That was 13 1/4 quarts is what it took. Alrighty. I also filled up the blue water when you guys weren't looking. Why? Built for duck. Alright guys, well, I know this wasn't an exciting, thrilling diagnostic video like my favorites tend to be, but it was something for me to do, and I got to defuse the situation and make a good customer for life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually had a good time making this one. This was fun for me just because there was a lot of positives that came out of this situation. It could have gone much worse with screaming customers and managers yelling at each other over something that none of us were frankly responsible for. Oh, I forgot to mention that yes, the guy said that we had serviced this, and I said that also, and we did, but our company did. It was not actually this specific store. I think I failed to mention that earlier. But anyway, that's all water under the bridge at this point, and it doesn't matter because the situation has been rectified, and I have retained a customer and solved what could have been a worse kind of a problem. So that's going to be a win as far as I'm concerned, however you want to break it down and look at it. So again, thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed, the making of this video and the process that I went through. Please feel free to register your down below in the comments regarding that oil filter, because this seems to be an ongoing debate regarding the subject of oil changes. Beep, we're backed up enough. So guys, again, thanks for watching this video. I truly do appreciate it. If you like this video, please let me know about that by tapping this thumbs up button. If you didn't like this video, again, feel free to let me know about that in the comment section down below. So all that being said, I am done with this one, and it's nearly the end of my day today, so I'm going home. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Most importantly, don't forget, have a great day. See you later, F250.